if you want it to be quick, and it's a place like Venezuela where everything that's important is going to take place in the capital. You have to control the radio and television stations. You have to surround the presidential palace, and you have to control the major intersections in the city. Once that happens, all the other dominoes begin to fall. So it would be like overthrowing the Greek government in 1967. You don't have to attack and invade and occupy the entire country. You just need the center of the city, along with the presidential palace and the parliament. I think that's the planning.
But as we saw,
place.
Interestingly, as we saw in Ukraine, for example, clearly the Russians thought they could steam into Kyiv, overthrow Zelensky, and this would all be over quite quickly. And here we are, years later, and it didn't happen. Often the best laid plans look straightforward on paper. You make assumptions, but cold, hard reality can kick in and take you to places you never imagined.
That's right. Look at Afghanistan. After years and years, Hamid Karzai was really little more than the mayor of Kabul. And even then, he didn't control all of Kabul. 20 years of American occupation, more than $1 trillion spent, and still we're facing enemies as soon as we leave the city limits. It's not a way to run a war.
Maduro, many people think he's there illegitimately now, that following the last election, he lost it and he's just refused to go. What is the reality about that?
You know, I consider myself to be a person who approaches these issues from the, slightly left of center, but I've never believed that Maduro was legitimate. I've always believed that he was pumping up these numbers, stealing these elections. Not to say that the right is the savior of the country. We don't, frankly, know what the Venezuelan right is going to look like once it begins to run things. But I've always believed that Maduro had serious legitimacy problems.
So what's your hunch about what he may do? We've seen enough of him now for a few years to get a kind of measure of the man. Is he the kind, do you think, who, when confronted with the possibility of an invasion and perhaps his death, that he will just pull an Assad and get on a plane?
I think that's the likelihood.